Now, oh, getting down and getting comfy. Hey everybody, it's Joe. Just jumping in, out exploring this forest. It's a beautiful forest. It does back onto a large farm here at the back of me, so I do apologise if you hear some quads and farm machinery and stuff. It's just there. It's a beautiful forest, and the reason why I'm here today, amongst many other reasons, is for these bad boys, the Western Red Cedars. I got a tip that these were here, great for cordage and tinder and everything else, and I wanted to add it to my Paul map of this forest. So this is what I'm out to find today, and I'm delighted that I did. It's the introverted but willing to talk about trees. It's the bushcraft scene in general. But I thought I'd combine two videos today, just because it's coming up to the Christmas season. They're the two most requested videos that I have, or should I say it is the Christmas season. I'll be taking a couple of days off to do the whole family R&R thing, so I thought I'd knock this out. The two videos was last year, shout out to my Danish family from Bushcraft Denmark and Bushcraft Boutique in Jesper Hade, Jens Nibro, Rasmus Espersen, Mette, Klaus, Esben, Jesper Heidik. The list goes on. Nikolai, you know what I mean, and all the amazing crew that are over in Denmark. Last year I made a little video of some of the top picks from Bushcraft Boutique and that you see me carry all year, and that went down very well. And then also the other requested video that I have is what is in my backpack. The reason why it's probably one of my most requested videos is because I only do it once a year. I'm not a big kind of changing up my loadout kind of guy, but there is some new things that you've seen me try this year, so I try and keep it to a once a year video. So what I thought I'd do is smash that together. Probably 90% of this kit is available through Bushcraft Boutique, and some is from individual craftsmen. So we're just going to dive into my bag. There's nothing added, nothing changed. This is what I carry and have been carrying all year. For those who follow me on Instagram and my personal Joe Price page on Facebook and so on, will have seen me use this stuff over the year. So first off the bat, we'll talk about the backpack. It's the Yakari S. Again, year and a half carrying it. I have it in green. This is the small. I have the medium and I have the large. It's a year old and it's still practically brand new. I travel with it. I bring it to classes. They need no introduction now at this stage of the game. But it is for those who ask, it is the Savoda S. It's the small one. And the pictures, it can be very deceiving. Just actually how big it is, but it's a fantastic day pack. And not only that, but it's a roll top, so it does extend. Normally you see it in pictures, it's about here, but I have the roll top extended. Straps are simple, no padding, no bells and whistles, very well made. On the outside here I carry some paste beads for when I'm doing some navigation and when I'm doing some Paul mapping and stuff. I just have them there for when I'm out and about. Nice to have them on the outside of the pack. Also on the outside of the pack I carry a carabiner. This is something for the stockings. You can never have enough carabiners. They're a great thing for the kit. I carry 2 in my shelter system, and I carry usually 2 on the outside of here, but one of them is now attached to my shelter system from the last day I was out in the woods with the kids. We were putting up shelters. So a carabiner on the outside. Normally attached to that carabiner is my duct tape, and I hope you can see that this video isn't set up, because if it was I would have put it back on there. But this is just some duct tape on a roll, and it's a great tip. I got it from Will Coleman and Andy a couple of years ago at Living to Learn camp. They're both first aiders, and they carry medical tape on the outside of their pack or on a string in their first aid kit. So I use the duct tape here, and it normally lives on the carabiner there, just because I don't have to go rooting around on the inside. On the outside I carry a large ferro rod. Not for any preference, you know, we're not going to get into a size discussion. The Light My Fire ones are fantastic. There's an awful lot of great fire steels out there, but I just like these larger ones. One, because they last me a very long time. They're harder to use. You can stick a copper thing, a bit of pipe over the top, and you can use it as a bopper if you're working with flint. Bit of duct tape around here to add extra fire starter and grip. And then like that, because they're bigger, they just make it a little bit easier to have in the hand. They work out about the same price as the smaller ones, give or take an extra euro here and there, so I just rather have that. And that lives on the webbing of the outside of my bag. And I pack my bag in that particular way. With carrying a field journal, which I am always a proponent of, you can keep track. It doesn't always have to be a beautiful work of art to be stored in a library. I just keep notes of having to root around in my backpack what I want on the outside, just to optimize it for my personal uses. So my bag is packed with the most important stuff that I can have on the outside of it on the outside, so I don't have to go rooting, and then it's most important stuff, the least important stuff. There. So it just helps me speed that up. So we'll get into the inside of it. Again, the polyurethane coated, usual Zavoda bulletproof-esque kind of vibe. It's got this little plastic trim up here because it is a roll top, so you can just kind of lean it in. Huge pocket on the inside here with a big heavy zipper, and that pocket, although big, will close over no matter how you stuff the pack. So you can really stuff this pocket and it'll flop over. But then if I open this backpack, I can zip it up here, and then in the top is like my most essential items that I don't have to go rooting around in the bag. And again, this is just personally my essential items. This is a new addition over the past kind of 3 months, 4 months. It is a new head torch. I carry 2 head torches, a Petzl and usually an O-light, but the O-light just kind of gave up the ghost. I had it a long time, so I'm no bad mountain O-light. It just gave up, and I was in the market for a new one. And Wille from Outdoor Nordic and Johanna from Campfire Grub and Ida use Luminite, and over the past kind of year and a bit I've been looking at them using it and was really impressed. Clips off, it is big, it's 1200 lumens, comes with an EDC pocket clip should you be that way inclined. Clips on, there's no battery pack on the back and stuff, which I like, and like I said, 1200 lumens at full whack is plenty light for out in the woods, and it's got a nice bit of longevity. Single button clip on the top, which I like. Normally for my EDC torches I prefer it up here, but this being a head torch, it's nice to have it there. Big, easy, single press, not 9 million modes to cycle through. It's just got a couple of modes and a magnetic charger on the back. So that is Luminite. You can check out the head torches if you're so inclined. Then I have my first aid pouch, nothing new here. This is the Helicon. Helicon makes some fantastic little pouches. This one's been with me for a while, and I like this one for a personal one because I can just, or even as an accompaniment to a larger one, because this I can just take out, and if I'm going to head away from camp for a little while, I can just slip it into the pocket and it's good to go there. If I hurt my fingers or I'm a bit dexterous, it's got a nice big grab handle and it comes out nice and easy. So that's a nice little addition to your kit if you're looking at the whole Helicon range of little medical pouches are actually really nice. I keep some morale things up here. This is my medicine pouch made by Toby Hobby, and a talisman that was made for me many years ago by the awesome Aidan Parry, and they travel absolutely everywhere with me. I'm a big believer in some psychological boosts on days when things aren't going too well, and that's all that's in there. So you can see it's my head torch and my first aid kit. Oh, and because I was wandering away, some coffee. I normally keep some coffee in there. These are coffee pouches. There's 1,000,001 brands. They're a new discovery to me, very recent. And this one's by 999, not sponsored, but just nice to, again, first aid kit, coffee pouch in the pocket, compass, journal, away I go, head torch. Then, of course, up the top, very top of the bag, dry tinder. This is just, you can keep it in any dry bag you want. I just have this little tree frogs thing which was left over from my wet weather clothes. But I keep some paper birch in there. I like paper birch. You know, you don't need that much processing in it compared to the harder birch, but it's just some paper birch that I have in there. And that's just up the top in a nice dry bag, so I can get at it if I need to really quick. Then on the side is the Silky Big Boy. Maybe that'll give you some impression of just how big the Ackery S is, or the Ackery Small is. Normally you see me carry the Boreal 21 or Agawa Canyon. It's a great saw, very packable, a little bit on the tall side if you're using these smaller packs, but if I am going to a camp, I'll tip out there. But I made the switch to the Silky Big Boy just because it's the whole, a bit less fiddly. Absolute monster of a saw when it comes to wood processing. Takes a little getting used to. The blades are a little on the shaky side if you're making a go from a regular frame saw or a backhoe up to something of this size, but the grip, dexterity, and once you get the technique down, especially for higher branches and stuff, it's an unbelievably good wood saw. But not only that, it's multi-use as well. I like to bring it to classes and some of the smaller ones, like the Gom Boys and stuff, to classes, because they will take a spark from a piece of flint. You can crack the back of this and you will get a spark. Also, it's got a very aggressive 90-degree spine for cabinet scraping type work. You have to chew something up, or you're getting bark from trees, or you want to get that dry fluff from green wood to start a fire. And then also, it does throw really good sparks. Really, really good sparks. And I like the smaller ones at classes because if your hand is cold or you got little hands that aren't so used to big strikers, it's a nice way to get some purchase, and it's a pretty safe striker. Also, these two notches that you see here at the end for the locking notches, they fit most bail arms on the, like say the Eagle kettle, the Moore's pot, the Pathfinder pot, or you can rig up some of the ghetto brass wire stuff, circa Bushcraft 2004, and you can grab stuff off the fire with them, which I really like. And I seen Gary Doyle hang this from a tripod and actually use these as pot hanging notches. So again, just a very multi-use tool, and you know, I have to say I've fallen in love with them. I was a bit of a I have my reserves about Silky in the sense of the price bracket. You know, if you're only starting out, it's not really a beginner's tool, it is more a professional's tool. But if you are thinking of upgrading, they're definitely some of the positives, and I absolutely love it. I carry it everywhere. Stainless steel bottle and cup, no changes here. 250 cup, which is a designated cup because I got sick of eating crusty pasta in my coffee. This is my pot, again, all titanium, 750ml. It's just a designated cooking pot. It's enough for one person, or if you want to boil some up for a quick cup of coffee, especially using the coffee bags, and have enough water maybe for an MRE or freeze-dried meal. That's a nice one. This was an upgrade this year. Shout out to Jens. Thank you, my man, for pushing me towards these. But this is the Nalgene stainless steel bottle. Stainless steel bottles for the most part are kind of all the same, from the same kind of branches, but Nalgene really went all out with this. This thing is, I don't know if they make it out of recycled tanks. It is a beast. The thing is solid. The lid is huge, easily grippable. Treads on it like a 4x4 tire, and you can see the gauge of steel there. I mean, the thing is, it's fantastic. So I bought it just because I cut through a lot of bottles. You know, I bring them to classes, I let students use them. You know, we dig, make char cloth with it, etc, etc. So it's nice to actually upgrade to something that will get me a couple of seasons. I say it'll actually probably get me a lot more than that. And what I like about it is that what I'm actually going to do is, it's got this really big lip on the bottom here for where, when you screw it in, the O-ring sits there. I'm going to put some brass wire around here, which will hide and tuck in nicely underneath there, and then I can use it for a bail arm over the fire. So a very, very nice one. Nice one, nice upgrade. I'm really happy with that this year. Grail, fantastic, needs no introduction. This thing is everywhere. It absolutely exploded this year, but it's a great piece of kit. And what I like most about it, it means that if I am coming to a forest like this that does have a water source, that I am aware that it has a water source, and I'm not exactly tracking across the Himalayas, I don't have to carry water in. Along with the other additions that I've added this year to my hydration kit, it's absolutely fantastic. I use it a lot when I'm traveling too, and the water out of it is just really, really nice. I'm not going to delve into it. I have reviewed it myself, and there's a million reviews out there, but the Grail is a fantastic one. If you haven't got it, I'd recommend putting it on whatever list that you use for upgrading this stuff. But that's the Grail. My gloves, crude, nothing changed here, but I thought I would answer this question that I get asked a lot, is what carabiner is on them. And I totally understand that question, because I was the same when I started looking around for carabiners to fit here. You're not really sure what it is. Will it be too big, too small? But it is the Night Eyes number 4, and this is the locking one. I'm making sure these are going nowhere, but it's the Night Eyes number 4. So that's a cool one there. Whatever gloves you may use, I like the Night Eyes number 4 carabiner, especially because it's a locking version too. Then the shelter system. Savoda medium pouch, modular. I usually keep it on the front here especially if I'm heading out into bad weather, on the medium pack and the larger pack. And again, it's on the outside, and it means I can get all my shelter items, get my shelter set up and a fire going without ever having to start disturbing the inside of my backpack. I do have a video on this, so I'm not going to get into it, but it's just my war bonnet, tarp, tent pegs, cordage. I got a Klima hat, a spare Klima hat down here just in case this one gets wet. I've talked about the Klima ones in the shelter video, and a extra set of pulse warmers that are down there. The pulse warmers are built into this top, but I don't always wear this particular underlayer, so I would have a set of pulse warmers in there. Not going to delve into it, but just my shelter system. There. Possibles pouch. Stephen Henley, 2 years old. Not going to get into it again, but this is a nice one, waterproof, super strong, and this thing takes a beating. Absolutely takes a beating. So I just keep some little bits in here. I won't go into it too much. You know, I got my Kapilka cup from when I was out last. There, you can tell what I was doing when I was out last, because there's my other Kapilka cup. It was a good camp. My spare petrol head torch, some batteries, a little fire kit. You see there, just for messing about. Obviously lighters and flint and so on. That's it. Some bearing blocks, loads of hanks of cordage. My larger first aid kit, again, this is more when I'm out with the kids and stuff. I haven't changed the package. This is my larger first aid kit, which is kind of serious stuff. I don't have a tourniquet in there or anything, but you know, it's just loads of C-locks, clotting bandages. Again, I do have on Villabrands, seriously heavy stop bleeding kit, and so on and so forth. Some bandages, you know, I have an Israeli bandage in there. Trash bag, Snugpack Patrol poncho. I have to get a new one, but I just can't part with this. It's been through so much stuff. You can see it's starting to get a bit nattery and a bit teary, but I think this year is going to be the year that I upgrade to a new poncho. This has been through the wars with me, and it means a lot. But I'm always open to recommendations for ponchos. This is the Snugpack Patrol one. I love it for many reasons, and I probably will buy another one. But if you have any recommendations, I'm always open to them. And then the last part is, or the second last part I should say, of the loadout is these. These I added to my hydration kit. Huge shout out to Gary Doyle, Garcia Doyle on YouTube, and he's also on Instagram. But he turned me on to Hydropack. Absolutely fantastic product. It's bulletproof strong. This is a 2-litre version that you can hang up around camp. It's got measurements on it and different attachment points. Packs up super small. So when you combine that with the Grail and the 2 500ml packs, which I have here, so this gives me a litre. Again, it's got measurements on it. I'm very big proponent of being able to keep track of your fluids. Your fluids make sure you're able to stay warm. It is part of maintaining your core temperature, but also helping you think clearly. Cognitive function, hydration is super important. So this was a beautiful addition. They got carabiner clips on it, sports lids, and when these are full, fit in the pockets. Again, you can see here, even if they are full, I can put them in here, have them sitting up like so, or they fit into the trouser pockets or the side pockets of most hiking bags. So handy to have. There's a litre in them, and there's 2 litres in this one. So that's Hydropack. Great product there. And combined with the Grail, you got yourself your own little water carrying setup. That's it for the backpack. Oh, and I'm kneeling on my grabber blanket. Again, everyone should have something like that, an emergency kind of shelter setup. I use it a lot for a ground sheet because I have my shelter set up with me most of the time, and it's nice. It needs no introduction. You can get the grabber one, there's a Pathfinder one, and then there's some generic versions, but I like them a lot. I'm never without them. I actually use them so much that I end up having to get a new one every year. That's how much I actually carry that. On the belt, the Banshee, still out doing its thing, available on this Gogok mark. There's the Banshee just on the belt today. I was actually hacking up some, or exploring, should I say, hacking up. I was slicing up I was slicing up some growths that I found on a birch just to have a look inside them, and I was thinking of making a quick video on how not to identify things. So that's on the belt today. The Hidden Woodsman, or not Hidden Woodsman, the Simple Woodsman, my apologies. The Simple Woodsman anorak, again, bushcraft Denmark is the stockist of these things. I get an awful lot of questions about them, but it's so warm. I haven't had a chance to get into it yet. The temperatures are finally starting to drop, so now I'm in it. So this is the Simple Woodsman anorak, and shout out to Simple Woodsman. Fantastic guy, and even a great channel to follow if you don't follow him already. Some of the stuff he does in the forest is absolutely fantastic. I'm not going to get into this. It's not a clothes review, it's a backpack review, but just because people will ask. So it's the Simple Woodsman anorak, Sasta trousers. These are an upgrade. I treated myself to boots. The Lundhag Wanderer 2. About time I got a new set. And I think that's it. Because I'm shooting this video on the fly and I have the questions in my head. Yeah, that's kind of it all. We made it, people. 19 minutes, coming up to 20 minutes. I'm not going to take up any more of your time. Thank you for all the support this year. Thank you for all the questions in and around the loadout. I do only do them once a year, so there you go, you have it. Most of that kit, if not nearly all of it, is available from Bushcraft Boutique, and shout out to Bushcraft Denmark. I can't thank them enough for the support and that over the years. Sasta, everybody, and that's my new camera. So there you go. Whew, what a video. Happy New Year, happy Christmas, and stay safe. Any questions at all, drop me a PM, and I'd love to see some discussion in the comments, and a poncho recommendation. If you watched it this far, thank you so much. Namaste. Peace.